of all of us.
Welcome to the Lydian world, the blockchain game where you can earn, learn, and have fun. 2022, the world has changed, the internet changed, and the rise of the blockchain changed the entire industry and forced us to rethink. Blockchain gaming became the day-to-day opportunity to generate income. Some chase the mining, while others are doing the trading. The pursuit of our unlimited incoming resources has begun. Whatever it takes, leaving behind the unknown and embracing the new technology, the new era, the Lydian world. Here, the unlimited income resources are waiting to be claimed, but not without our engagement. We are the driving force of the Lydian world. We are the Lydians. The strategy is entirely in our hands, and we can choose which citizenship to get in order to build a future for our beloved ones. About mining or in need of a crypto-friendly credit card, a highly active trader who needs extra guidance, a developer who wants to promote his project, or a society-educated gamer who aims to make profits out of his own NFT shop and enjoys the time gaps with the Telegram trivia. You are connecting to the Lydian world incoming resources. Every single action of more than already 350,000 citizens is distributing rewards into Lydian world. Every time a card is swiped, every time an NFT transfer is completed, while you play, even while you sleep, Lydian world rewards you. It continues with a new vision, but do you know what marks the success? Perseverance, imagining the unimagined, and above all, possessing your own piece of virtual land to transform a grand idea into a grand reality. Pick a land. Press a button. Up you go. Behold your decentralized property, built to stand the test of time. Open your own business and share it with the others. From outwards to the city center area, until zone by zone, the city is taken over by its citizens. Multiple digital businesses rise alongside. A new era of luxury, shopping arcades, medical offices. Throw open their doors to an unlimited era, the blockchain. But something is missing. The design of your building is a way to define your own business, where you can approach your own digital architect. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. After all, with the power to create and trade, whoever holds the land NFT shapes the city forever. So, what is your vision?
All right. Greetings, good morning to wherever you might be tuning in from. This is your brother, Fard MacD, CEO of New Millennium Bankers and Fard Money Network, and this is another episode of Crypto Mornings. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, Fard Money Network, please go do so. Also follow our team page, New Millennium Bankers, so you can get all updates about the world's fastest growing blockchain community, fastest growing metaverse community, and where you can get paid daily. You go to New Millennium Bankers and learn all about Gold Standard Bank, the G999 blockchain, and the Lydian World metaverse. All right. And if you're on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, Fard Money Network, and on Twitter and Facebook as well. All right. So we don't want to take too much of your time this morning. We got breaking news coming out of the Senate. It's a United States senator is blaming the bank failures on the Federal Reserve Chairman of the Board, Jerome Powell. Now, we're going to get into this article that's coming from Bitcoin.com News. It's what she's really saying, who she's really blaming is the international bankers. But everybody just don't have the courage to do such and say such. So, but she just put it on the Fed chairman of the board because he's the chairman, but it's really not him. It's really not his problem. All right, he's just in the seat. But we're going to get into that. But before we do that, let's take a look at the cryptocurrency market and see what's going on in the market. So as of right now, the market is up to 1 trillion. This is the cryptocurrency market, family. Y'all need to be listening. These are numbers. These are important numbers. The cryptocurrency market cap is 1,186,633,300,586. 24-hour volume of the crypto market is 56,961,000,000. That's heavy to say the least, family. That's heavy to say the least. Bitcoin is still up almost $28,500 per coin. Bitcoin is up a strong 13.5% the last 7 days. It's up 1.62% in the last 24 hours. So that means everybody that's holding Bitcoin or have Bitcoin, the interest on it is going up. It's up 1.5% in 24 hours. Wow. Ethereum is trading over 1,800. Ethereum is up a strong 7.5% over the last 7 days. Binance is trading over $328, and it's up in the last 7 days 6%. Well, what about the G999 coin? What the G999 coin doing this morning? Since this is the most utility coin in the world, where the G999 coin is up almost 18% right now as we speak. 16% against Bitcoin, nearly 19% against Ethereum. But on average, the G999 coin is up nearly 18%. All right, so now let's get straight into the article. And let's see what this United States senator is really saying. United States senators calls for investigation into bank failures, says Fed Chair Powell bears direct responsibility. All right, I don't know what an investigation going to do. Who's going to investigate the Federal Reserve? Let's just think about that for a minute. Before we get into that, I want to just read the first sentence right here, right? United States Senator calls for investigation into bank failure, says Fed Chairman of the Board bears direct responsibility. Now, want everybody to know that. Now, who is going to investigate the Federal Reserve? Like, what is an investigation going to do for the Federal Reserve? You feel me? Like, what? Like, who is going to do anything to that? So, that's a flag on the play right there. United States Senator Elizabeth Warren has called for a thorough, independent investigation of the causes that led to the failure of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. She alleges that Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell bears direct responsibility for regulatory and supervisionary issues involving the two banks. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls for independent investigation into bank failures. Senator Elizabeth Warren, she's a Democrat, called for an investigation into the recent collapse of major banks in a March 18th letter to the Treasury Department. Listen, family. The head of the Treasury Department is Janet Yellen. Now, who is Janet Yellen? Well, Janet Yellen, along with Jerome Powell, they are both pro-Israeli Zionist Jews. We want to make the distinction. We want to let you know the difference. They are both Israelis, pro-Israelis, Zionist Jews. Yellen is, he over the Treasury. Jerome Powell is, he over the Federal Reserve. So she trying to get somebody in the Treasury to take a look at it. It's like getting E. Bliss to go and take a look at Satan. I am writing to ask that you immediately open a thorough independent investigation of the causes of the bank management and regulatory and supervision problem that resulted in this month's failure of Silicon Valley Bank, SVB, and Signature Bank and deliver preliminary results within 30 days. The senator from Massachusetts wrote, Silicon Valley Bank was closed down by regulators on March 10th, while Signature Bank was seized by the New York State Department of Financial Services a couple of days later. So these two banks one was closed. So Signature Bank was seized. Listen at the language they use. Seized by New York State Department of Financial Services, while Silicon Valley Bank was closed down by regulators, by the SEC. Senator Warren stressed these failures were extraordinary events. They were the second and third largest bank failures in the nation's history. She added that until the Treasury Department in consultation with the Federal Reserve and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation determined them to be a systematic risk and intervened to guarantee billions of dollars of deposits, these bank failures threaten economic contagion and severe damage to the banking and financial systems. While noting that the bank's executives who took unnecessary risks are failed to hedge against entirely foreseeable threats must be held accountable for these failures, Warren claimed that this mismanagement was allowed to occur because of a series of failures by lawmakers and regulators. She further alleged that Congress and former United States President Donald Trump weakened the Dodd-Frank Act and allowed banks like Silicon Valley and Signature Bank to invade key rules and regulations. In addition, the lawmaker said the Federal Reserve under Chair Jerome Powell initiated regulatory rollbacks in the bank supervisors, particularly the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. San Francisco that oversaw Silicon Valley Bank missed or ignored key signals about the impending failure. Warren emphasized these regulatory rollbacks created an environment in which failures was inevitable. Senator Warren additionally told inspectors general, it is also critical that your investigation be completely independent and free of influence from the bank executives or regulators that were responsible for action that led to these bank failures. I am particularly concerned that you avoid any interference from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who bears direct responsibility for and has a long record of failure involving regulatory and supervisory matters involving these two banks, she cautioned. Moreover, Warren wrote, Chair Powell muffled regulators from any public mention of the regulatory failures that occurred under his watch. If these reports were true, they would reveal outrageous and inappropriate interventions by Jerome Powell. He has had two jobs. One is to deal with the monetary policy, one is to deal with regulation. He has failed at both. Look, I don't think he should be chairman of the Federal Reserve. Like they actually care what you think. Warren also recently blamed Silvergate Bank's failure on crypto risk and claimed that Signature Bank collapsed because it embraced crypto clients without sufficient safeguards. Oh, this is a deep article. So she on here waving that sword, but her sword probably is gonna not avail much because why? Because she is pointing to the same people who control it. That's the only person that can control the Fed. That's the person that controls regulators. And these are the same people that control the FDIC. All of it is a fraud. All of it is one system. This is a Ponzi scheme. So these banks' failures are failing because Silicon Valley Bank was running a Ponzi scheme. So what probably happened is they had to go ahead and take it out and let it be a big deal. And then we got other articles and other people saying that they took it out, Silicon Valley Bank and these other banks, because they want to roll out the Federal Reserve digital currency, or the CBDCs, central bank digital currencies for everybody. So they want to prop that up. So they went ahead and took out a major bank, but it ain't as major as taking out Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or JP Morgan banks. It ain't that significant now. Silicon Valley Bank ain't that big on the bank list. Now they big. Don't get it twisted. They are big, but they not Wells Fargo big, Bank of America, JP Morgan big. They ain't that big. All right. And they took it over, and then Signature Bank, and then you have Silvergate Bank. So the problem with these banks is they were supposed to be doing crypto and fiat currency. Well, crypto and fiat currency don't mix. Let me say that again. Cryptocurrency and fiat currency doesn't mix. They don't mix. All right. Not when they put in a system together. All right. They can correlate, but not in the same system. If a bank is doing the same federal fractional reserve lending, well, cryptocurrency comes on the scene to really take that out because it's not an unlimited supply of these particular cryptocurrencies. You follow what I'm saying? So it takes out any fractional reserve lending, any usury, and it takes out you being able to just give out stuff and you don't have the funds there because all cryptocurrencies are accounted for. This is the power of crypto. All right, this is the power of crypto, and this the understanding that everybody needs to be getting in this day and time, because the blockchain is the new system that's going to replace SWIFT. All right, that's going to replace SWIFT. The Federal Reserve is going to fall. All the central banks are going to fall. This is just they just can mask it and do patchwork, so this won't cause a domino effect. All right. This won't cause a domino effect, but I want y'all to think though. Think with us, please. If the dollar collapses, how can the banking system stay afloat? They don't have another currency. It don't matter if the dollar collapses. It don't matter if they create a Federal Reserve coin or whatever. It don't even matter. See, the dollar is going to collapse when the rest of the world comes off the dollar standard. And that's happening now, led by the BRIC nations, really led by Russia and China. Now, I just heard a tweet from my brother, Reza Islam. He said that China just brokered a deal with who? Saudi Arabia and Iran. Now, Saudi Arabia is Sunni Muslims. Iran is Shiite Muslims. Whoever can bridge that gap and have them two nations at peace with each other, the West is over. This is how the West have been able to rule and control the Islamic world, but they haven't settled in the East, in the Middle East. They not settled over there. They have power and some sway over there, but they not settled. There's a difference. They are settled in the West. They are settled in Europe. They are even settled in Africa. They not settled in the Middle East. All right. So if the Sunnis and the Shiites, they've been in a long war and they don't do nothing together. If they could ever bridge that gap, that would unite the Islamic world and it would destroy the West in their practices. All right? Because y'all know when they do Islamic finance, if you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to their bank, you go to Iran and go to their bank and get a loan. They got interest-free loans. They don't do that. They do the free country. They don't charge their citizen taxes, nothing like that. All right. So this will destroy this fractional reserve banking, fractional reserve lending that is causing the United States debt to continue to climb. So now, my brother, we're gonna do some research on it, but I know brother Reza Islam is one of the best researchers out here. If he said it, then he didn't just say it on assumption or something he heard. All right, but we will dig down in it and try to find that article, because China brokered the deal with Saudi Arabia, one of the leaders in oil, and then Iran. So that means China is trying to bring these two countries together. If it brings these two countries together and they join the BRICS with Russia, India, South Africa, Brazil, they join the BRICS with China and Russia, them, we can look for a new payment system, family. We can look for a new currency, and they're going to bag the currency by gold. Now, will cryptocurrency play a part in this? Well, to get all this stuff up and running, when the dollar collapses, we're going to have something as a medium of exchange as soon as it happens. All right? And that's looking more and more like a few cryptocurrencies going to weather that storm. Well, this could go, when the dollar collapses, this could go on for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years before the totally perfect new monetary system actually comes about. So now it's just about us being in position, not waiting on the dollar collapse, but take advantage of real legit opportunities. Don't wait for something that you think gonna be perfect, because your understanding, your IQ about something might don't be high. So you might miss it. Like a lot of people are really missing it right now. If we're offering an opportunity for anybody to put some cash into a system, get weekly payback rewards, and have a portfolio working in the open market, stock market, forex market, precious metals, what else? Commodities, all of that stuff there. If you had that opportunity, what excuse do you have to say, I ain't doing that? What logical excuse? Right? But we know these type of businesses, these type of opportunities is never logic. People are not using logic. They're not using reason. Most people that get in, they self don't even use that. They just using emotion. I see a chance to make some money easily, so I'm doing it. I'm not really basing it on logic. That's why most don't come in and still get educated. They come in and make money. And then when these contracts up, these certificates over with or whatever, then they do what? If they didn't get educated about the blockchain, about crypto, about the metaverse, they didn't get educated about the system that they just put their money in. So you have to get educated. Getting educated is what's going to help and sustain you to be able to see. That's what just got to happen. Now, just so happened, we just got the best thing going. Nothing else is out here. Nobody can offer you a sustainable passive income like we can. Nobody else can. Listen, family. Nobody else can offer. You got these folks over here saying 2-3% per week. They can't get their money out. You had some people saying they was compounding 1% a day. That failed. That platform is done. That was a rug pull all from the start. All right, and somebody offered it to me. I looked at it and I didn't pull the trigger on it, so I didn't lose anything. Somebody said it to me and say, "Man, look at it. They compound like once a day, like every day, 1%." I didn't look at it and it failed. It was a straight up rug pull. All right, why? Because I'm in Gold Standard Bank. I'm with this ecosystem. It's the best. It ain't just the best ecosystem, but when you getting rich, you gotta focus on one thing. Well, you don't supposed to have all your money in one basket. I don't have all my money in one basket. But I'm not gonna look at a similar platform to like what we doing over here. That becomes the problem. That becomes the problem. It's too similar. So I can have money in real estate. That's not the blockchain, right? I can have money in other businesses or whatever like that, as long as it don't acquire me to have to do the word of mouth marketing. I can put money over there. I can have money in the stock market, right? That's not having eggs in the same basket. You feel what I'm saying? But inside of what we have so many opportunities in this one opportunity. It's so many different ways to make money in Gold Standard Bank. It's ridiculous. Like it's even hard to really even put money somewhere else. There's so much money over here on the table. So many opportunities over here on the table right now. Not talking about something coming. Not talking about somebody building something or they finna do this. Well, a lot of people say what they're gonna do. A lot of people say we're gonna come out with this type of blockchain. We're gonna come out with this coin. We're gonna come out with this metaverse. Yeah. Well, we done that. We ain't saying we're gonna come out with it. We done already came out with it. And it's already paying daily. Where you gonna go to get paid daily if you're not a trader? Well, traders don't even get paid daily because they can't trade on the weekend. And they can't trade after 5. So traders don't even get paid daily. So where you gonna go to get paid daily, family? That's why the most important opportunity in this system that we bringing you is the distribution network, is the referral, is the word of mouth marketing, which everybody afraid of. I don't want to market. We got people come in all the time. We got people come in just pay their membership and don't even make a list. They don't answer their phone no more. They don't sponsor one person, but they went and pay their membership for 3 months, 2 months. Like, you said this is why you wanted to pay it. You said this is what you wanted to come in and do because you couldn't afford to get a certificate. You could only afford to get a $500 certificate, which ain't gonna really do you no justice, right? You couldn't come up with at least $2,000, so you came up with $100 or $33, paid the membership, and you still ain't want to sponsor nobody. You ain't build a team. You can't do this as a hobby. You're not gonna be successful building the business if you're trying to do it as a hobby. It's not gonna happen. And the less educated you are about the system that you're trying to build, the less effective you're gonna be with building it. The more educated about it you are, and you don't have to know everything, right? Just see the opportunity was at hand. And once you see the opportunity, you engulf yourself and become all in into the opportunity, then sponsoring and bringing people in and doing things in the ecosystem, which is extra income for you. It's going to be available. It's going to be made available. All right. So this is what's happening. Satan is casting out Satan. You got senators shooting at the Federal Reserve, shooting at the Treasury, all this stuff going on right now. This American dollar, this American government as we know it, it is finished. So we better look for other ways to make money, put our money while we can. While we can. We better look for other ways to put these funds in. Look for other ways to generate income. Look for a system. And that's another reason why most people will miss and overlook Gold Standard Bank, because we bring it to them a different system. Once you have been trained and taught, well, you ain't really been taught, but once you have been indoctrinated into a particular system, when somebody brings you something outside of that particular system that you have been indoctrinated in, that's a trial. That's a challenge for you, because it comes off as new. It comes off, man, I don't want to relearn nothing new. People will stop becoming students. They don't be students no more. You got to be a student. So they not willing to learn. They'll say the cliche, I'm old school. Okay, what that got to do with it? You ain't that old school. You got a cell phone in your pocket. You ain't that old school. You're riding around in Teslas. How old school are you? You ain't that old school. You got Cash App. You got PayPal. You ain't that old. All that new stuff. You ain't that old school. You ain't still dressing like the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. You wearing modern clothes, styles, modern fashion. So it's just a thing that we say because the person don't want to take the time out to learn something new, which is not a long process. It just once you come into an ecosystem like this and you learn this that we think is new, we be like, wow, I've been so uneducated about money for decades. For all of my life, I've been uneducated, and people don't want to look in the mirror and condemn themselves to make the necessary switch out of changes. Most people don't. That's the trial. That's the struggle. Because when you come to something and the principles is different and you start learning about compound interest, Rule 72, asset income, portfolios, passive income, residual income, you start learning about these things and the opportunities available, you literally have to look in the mirror and say, man, I thought I knew about money. I really didn't know anything. Because I knew nothing about Rule 72. I knew nothing about how to compound interest. I didn't even have that opportunity. So family, if you're not compounding interest, you know you're paying it, right? Somewhere you're paying it. You got a car note, you're paying compound interest. Mortgage, you're paying compound interest. Credit card, you're paying compound interest. So it's best if you're paying it, you might as well find a way where you can compound some interest so you can balance yourself, especially due to inflation and due to this crash that's coming. So thank y'all for tuning in, family. That's the word of the day, Crypto Mornings. We will be back in the morning, Thursday morning, and then Friday morning. Inshallah, we will be streaming live from Atlanta, Georgia. All right. So with that being said, family, this your brother, Fuad MacD, tuning off. But we got a quick commercial about this ecosystem that we in, and we got a quick commercial about the transitioning, the advancement of technology. So look at this video very closely and see this. And then the person say they old school, but they on Facebook. Facebook ain't old. Instagram ain't old. Twitter ain't old. YouTube ain't old. This is new stuff, right? This is new stuff. We didn't have this stuff in the 90s and the 80s. Definitely, so you didn't have it in the 90s and 80s. You know it went in the 70s and the 60s. So if you come from way back there, but you got a Facebook account, you adopted something new, social media. With that being said, family, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. See y'all in the morning. We out.
The origins of life in the universe. first stages in human evolution. First simple technologies that started making our life easier. Welcome to Lydian World. We are glad to introduce our multi-ecosystem. Here, the rewards are generated thanks to the fees applied to each service or product behind an income resource such as staking pools, credit card swipe commissions, mining fields, assisted trading, non-fungible tokens marketplace, interactive airdrops, mainnet masternodes, trivia games, etc. Available on platforms and devices. More than 3 million users expected by the end of 2022 could reach a milestone of $5 billion in total resources. Lydian World, the place where you can explore, earn, and have fun